All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Coffee, Wine, and Life in Between. It's your girl, Antoinette, and I have with me such a vibrant ball of sunshine. Because you're
Oh,
really vibrant. I have with me Miss Jill from Two Kids and a Blog.
hey.
I'm super excited. I was telling her earlier, she's like my actual first, I wrote an email, being professional. Yes. Then I just realized I gave her no notice. I'm like, yeah, girl, for like next week. Oh wait, this is not like I should have like gave at least 2 weeks. But it's cool. We worked it out and she's here.
We're
So I'm
here
super
now.
excited. Thank you for coming on.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited. This is my first time doing this, like I was telling you. So forgive me if I'm weird and like all over the place, but
Oh, listen,
I'm
I
so
still get
excited.
nervous.
I already filmed like a little, I'm on with Jay Antoinette.
Yay, girl, let me see. I normally do my little boomerang or I'm recording type of thing. Like I said, I'm still learning this
No,
Instagram
this Instagram world is,
mom life. Cause I'm just like, y'all had to be batch shooting because
oh yeah, definitely.
I'm not waking up early every day. No, like some days
I
before
had to learn
school.
about the batch shooting, and that's still something because I'm such a very in the moment kind of person. So that
Mm-hmm.
even I'm still struggling with. I'm used to just being like, boom, I'm here, I'm taking the picture, I'm posting it if I want to, or I'm not if I don't. Now I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional, you know?
Girl, that's how I was today. Like this is like my third look. I took some pictures earlier. We had went out. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this podcast. Let me change my little look so people think it's a whole new another day. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot, but I'm sure in the end, whatever the journey's gonna take is it's gonna be worth it. So I'm
Definitely.
excited. So before we get into all the little good topics, don't mind me, I might mess up my words. If y'all already don't know, I have a hard time pronouncing words. I talk fast. Bear with me. But before we get started, you can find this podcast on all podcast platforms under Coffee Wine Life in Between. You can watch this podcast on Facebook and YouTube under J Antoinette Presents. And that's mainly it for now. I'll make sure I leave all that good stuff in the details or the comments or descriptions, wherever this stuff will be. So before we get into it, I'm going to let Miss Jillian introduce herself and tell the people a little bit about you.
Yes. Okay. So I'm Jill, Jillian, but I go by Jill, and I have one biological daughter, Brielle, who's 2, and then I have my stepson, Brucey. We live in the DMV. I live just outside of DC, and pretty much my page is just all about like what we're doing, the adventures we go on, travel, lifestyle. I talk a lot about fashion, and then also kids meals, because that's pretty much like the main thing
Girl.
I enjoy doing with my kids, and
Mm-hmm.
my kids really enjoy doing with me. So that's pretty much the bulk of what you'll get. I talk somewhat about relationships, but mostly just adventure, lifestyle, travel, like I said, and then kids fashion.
And it looks so fun. Like I be taking notes. Like so, when I go visit my mom, cause my mom doesn't live that
Yes.
far. We gonna take a trip. She went to this place. Okay, we're gonna go here. And it's outside, so we don't gotta worry about COVID. I was like, oh, this is like a travel advice page for kids, for real.
Right. And then that's the other thing with COVID going on right now. I feel
Mm-hmm.
us have been literally trapped in the house for like 4 months. And so at first, I was trying to highlight like things that you can do inside because I'm here for that too. You know, we were baking,
Yeah.
art projects, all kinds of stuff like that. But then I was like, well, listen, we can go out and do some social distancing stuff now that we're in the phase 3, at least in this area.
Yeah.
Things are a little bit more safe. We all have our masks. Excuse me. So I've been trying to showcase more of like things that you can do where you don't really need to be around a lot of people. Like everywhere
Yeah.
I'm going, if any of you have seen my page lately, you could tell from the pictures that there's either no one around us or very few people around us. So I've been trying to
Yeah.
like you could still do stuff. Don't let Corona like ruin your whole summer, you know?
And I saw recently y'all had, I don't know if it's locally, y'all did like a staycation or
We went to Rehoboth, so kind of a staycation. We lived 2 hours outside of Delaware. So
Mm-hmm.
drive was really easy. We actually drove in the middle of the night to get there so that we could have our full first day the next day.
Yeah.
The kids slept the whole way. It was a nice, quiet drive. It was actually quicker than 2 hours when we went because we went in the middle of the night. And then we woke up, the kids were like, oh my God, where are we? And, yeah, so we had the full weekend there. It was so nice. I will say it was a little bit crowded there on the boardwalks, but they had like patrols making sure that you were doing social distancing. And, you know, it was smooth. We didn't really come in contact with too many people close around us. And even on the beach, people were like trying to mark off their little area so that people come around each other. So it was cool. I definitely still recommend the beach for sure. I'm a beach baby.
See, that's what right now, because I'm like, you know, kids are going back to school, and I'm like, okay, well, we're definitely like homeschooling, but I'm trying to figure out fun things to still do, because I'm like, okay, it's about to, we've been in this house, like, yeah, we like go on walks and go to the park and things like that, but me personally, we haven't been to like, I guess, more of like a public place, but I'm thinking like, okay, we be smart about it.
Right.
We can make this work because my daughters is like, I'm kind of bored now, Mom. You kind of suck. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm doing the best I can do.
Yeah, because they expect a lot out of us. It's like, can you just sit down for a minute?
I know. And then with the school thing, I'm just like, we got to do at least something once a week, like hiking, something, because they are really going to be like, can we go back to school now? I mean, I know it's the COVID, but.
Right. And the other thing is, I think a lot of people or a lot of parents that I've seen putting like a lot of pressure on themselves with this school thing. Honestly, I've just been telling people, just do the best that you can because none of us signed up to be teachers. None of us saw this coming. And your kids can learn a lot of things through other ways. You know what I'm saying? Like kids to the museum, for example, that's something that I'm big on. They can learn so much that they probably wouldn't have even learned in school. Now, I'm not saying school is not better because, Lord, if this corona could go away and we could send them back, please.
Be there early in the morning.
While we're in this situation, I feel like we should all be taking advantage and really teaching our kids the things that we really want to instill in them that ordinarily we probably wouldn't have taken the extra time to do, but now we're forced to. So you might as well give them some of that, you know, real core culture. Teach them about your real culture, or really where they come from. Whatever it is that you particularly feel is important for them to learn. Now is the time to really take that time with your kids and give them that.
Girl, I definitely agree with that part. Cause I know even my oldest was in school. She used to come home and like tell me what she learned. My teacher said this. I'm just like, I mean, she said that, but that's not how it went for real. So let me really tell you how it went. Right. What my teacher said. So me, I'm the kind of parent like, yeah, that's what she said because that's what she has to say. But let me tell you like what really kind of happened, or like at least our truth of what happened, because you know, our truth is not being spoken in the books.
Exactly. And then even, I mean, I hear you because I 100% agree. But I mean, even people who don't even come from like the Black culture, if you are Polish or if you're Hispanic, Latino, wherever it is, wherever you come from, even smaller than your actual culture, just your city. I mean, even people who live locally to where I live, some of the things that I post, they're like, I've been living here for 20 years and I've never seen that place or heard that place. And it's like 10 minutes from where you live. You know what I'm saying? Like just
that part is crazy. How you don't know that's there? Cause I know for us, where we live in the Midwest, and I'm noticing just based off of landmarks, this must have been a huge Native American location because a lot of things has like Native American names. So I've been looking. I found a couple of reservations. I think. I'm saying that right. So I'm like, well, let's go take a trip there. Like, let's see what this history is for where we live and things like that.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. And what else? No, I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to, and then even like what we're doing now with like building our brands and our businesses, I'm like showing my kids, like, listen, what do you want to do? Like, because right now they trying to be YouTubers. And I'm like, at this point, I don't want y'all on YouTube. Not because I don't want y'all, but is other people. It's crazy out there, and I will go to
Mhm.
jail. So
Girl, oh my
that's
God, all this stuff they're talking about, the child trafficking, sex trafficking,
yes.
excuse me. Woo, I would
And
have to.
I'm just like, we can figure out other ways for you to use your creativity. You know, I
Mhm.
don't mind. Like even with Instagram, like I do post pictures, and then you can see like who saved the pictures, and I'm like freaking out. Who wants to save my picture? Like that's my kid. That's
Well, I
another
will
reason
say,
why.
like, for example, if I've saved kids like a creep, but it's been like more so if they have something cute on, like, because I'm
Yeah,
it's fashion. If they have something cute on and the person who posted it like tagged the place that they got it,
I
and
do that.
I buy it today, but I might want to get it on payday or something like that,
Yeah.
do that. But then the other thing they say, I don't know if this is true, but they
Mm-hmm.
say that people saving your posts like fights the algorithm and it helps your page get more exposure.
Mm.
But I mean,
Well,
that
if
doesn't
you
make it
are
okay
saving
if
my
it's creeps.
post, and if that's what's happening, then thank you. That's what's happening. Because I guess this was like when I first started. Because like I said earlier, I was very private, so that was like
Right.
very new to me. Like, who is why?
Yeah.
I didn't understand. But as I'm like been doing research on building a following, and
Hmm.
Jesus Christ,
Girl,
I'm just
the
like,
world of IG
oh.
is weird.
I'm
It's
just like, this is a business for real. Like, I'm just trying to help people out. But I got posted at what time? 2 a.m. Who posting at that time? Like, it's crazy. So I'm
Yeah, when
like,
it comes to my page, I try not to get too big on like the what I have to do or like what I
yeah.
have to do or what other people are doing. And sometimes I hear like things that people say that they're doing to get more followers or boosting their and I'm like,
Mhm.
I just want to get followers by just being me and doing me,
Yes.
posting what I want to post, posting when I want to post, doing whatever kind of filters I want. Like I'm probably one of the only ones whose page looks as crazy as it does, like with all the colors and
Girl, listen, your
like I
page.
don't have the one color thing going, or I just
Your
that's just
page
not
look
my
better than
style.
mine. Cause my thing, I'm like, I was similar to you. Cause at first, when I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. I was like, dang, I guess I gotta make my page look this way. After like a month, I said, "F it, I'll see y'all in a week."
Yeah, yeah. And then
uh,
another thing, I feel like it sets me apart. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm big on aesthetic. So that's
yeah,
kind of where I try to make my page cohesive so that
hmm
when you look at the page, it looks nice. But my page is so colorful. Like when you click on my page, it's like a burst of a crayon box, you know. But that's what my life looks like.
I'm
So
about
it's
to say that
my
represents you
page.
so well.
Yeah, my page, I want it to be like representative of me and my family. And when you click on my pictures, you really feel like you're there with us and like you're really catching the vibe that we're on. So that's why it looks like that. So
Girl, my page look like I was on Pinterest. Oh, this is a cool filter. Well, I guess let's try it out and let's see what happens. Then I change it again, girl. It's like I don't know. Like I said, I'm just at this point, I'm just winging it. I'm like, listen,
right.
God keep telling me my platform is to be with moms and kids and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing.
Hmm.
So real quick, well, we kind of already been talking, but it's like a little history lesson of
Sure.
how I found you. Well, how we found each other. Cause I was
Yes.
doing my one girlfriend had got me on these little mommy loops, which I had to take a pause from because I'm like, y'all, I don't got time. Like me personally, I don't mind following people back or whatever. But
Hmm.
sometimes I'm just like, but I don't want to follow all the kiddie pages. Like, no offense, I don't want to see all that in my feeds because it's blocking people
Yeah.
that I really want to be seeing. I had to
Yes.
kind of like take a break. But I think I found you through like a loop. I don't know which
Hmm.
one, but I just was like, oh, she looks really cool. They really
Oh.
out here. This this is near where my mama live there. Let me write that down so I could tell her. So I'm trying to think. So before Two Kids and a Blog, like I guess tell me your journey.
Sure. So, ooh, my journey. Where do I start? So I guess I can just start with my relationship. So I came to my relationship through buying a car. My boyfriend is a finance director for Chevrolet.
Okay.
So I met him, and he already had a son.
Mm-hmm.
When I first met him, he sold me my car. He was a salesman at the time. And we just hit it off from there, needless to say. And I fell in love with his son, and his son fell in love with me. And his son was 3 going on 4 at the time. I went to his 4th birthday party. It was the whole thing. And we loved each other. And I was a little bit nervous about being with someone who had a kid because I had never done it before.
Mm-hmm.
But I literally just fell in love with both of them so much. I thought they were the cutest duo of like father and son. You know, they were already on their like cute dad and son vibe. So I feel like me coming in just made it even cuter. So it started kind of with him because it then turned into, you know, I was with them all the time, and then we all moved in together, and then, you know, then we had Brielle. But before that, I was always taking Brucey places. And like I was telling you, I have a personal Instagram way before I even started doing the mommy blog thing. Just post like what he and I were doing for my friends, like just to show like my normal life like anybody else would. And would always write me like, oh my gosh, you guys do the coolest stuff. He's so cute. And you're so like cool for like being with him and being so good to his son. And I would get messages like this nonstop, not to like brag, but like people would write me, like people who I actually know. So you know, it would be really cool to see if other people would be into this, because if all these people who I know are like writing me, asking me, oh, where's this place you guys went? And that's so cool, blah, blah. I was like, other people might be into it too. And so I made the page. And then when I had my daughter, it really just took off from there, because then I incorporated her into everything. I think that we're really crazy because Brielle is not even 2. She'll be 2 on August 7th, but we've been taking her everywhere with us since day 1, girl.
That's good.
She was like 7 days old. Like the week after she came home from the hospital, she went to her first fair.
Oh,
State fair. I'm talking like lights, loud, people, funnel cake, the whole 9, an infant. And I have her in the thing, and I have the stroller. And she was a trooper. She slept through all the noise the whole time, didn't cry not one time. And from that moment, I was like, this is my baby. She's down. I could tell she's down. And from then on, she's been down for everything and loves every activity that we do. We don't hold back because she's a baby. If there's something that she can't do, like one of us will stay back and hold her or be with her while the other one does it. But we all do everything as a pack, regardless of age or what it is. And that's just how we roll.
That's so cool. And then when she gets older, it's gonna be like in her blood. Like,
yes,
I'm out here, I'm traveling. I'm like, what
exactly. The one thing she hasn't done yet, and mostly it's been because of Corona, is get on a plane. Which I want her to have like travel instilled in her, but it's all these months of Corona, and we had 2 trips planned that actually got canceled. So hopefully she'll get her first plane ride soon. I know she'll love that.
Yeah, that first plane ride. I know when my girls were on their first plane ride, they thought we were celebrities. I was like, oh my gosh, we get like food, like I bought the food, but we get like food, and then it's something about when you travel with kids, like the flight attendants are super nice, giving them extra snacks. I remember one time the pilot gave them like pilot pens. It was like, they love us so much. I'm just like,
they thought they were hot stuff.
I'm just like, okay, you know, this it is what it is. Because I too, like, at least every summer, I come up to the north because my family's from Philly and my mom lives in Delaware now. So at least every summer, we're like over there traveling, going back to the south to see my husband's family. But this year, I'm just like, come on, you messed up my plans. Like, I'm supposed to be going to like, because we're supposed to go to like the Olympics this year. I'm like, really, we had big plans. But it's cool, you know, that gives us something to save up. Next year, we showing out. Like, we gonna be showing out. But yeah, my kids, they love it. And I always told my husband, I was like, listen, this world was created for us to see it. It'll be wrong to just not look at all this.
That is what stuff. I always say. You literally sound like me. I'm telling them, there is a bigger world outside of DC. There are so many cool places out there, and we are over here not seeing them.
Listen, I'm just like,
I need to go see them with or without y'all.
That's what I'm saying. I want my kids to be, because I know, my daughter was saying something like some kids, was getting picked on for like what they was wearing. I'm like, listen, because I'm not like a name brand person. I'm like, listen, shoes is shoes, clothes is clothes. I'd rather spend money on a trip or doing something like that. So I'm like, but the next time they pick, ask them, where have you been? Have you been outside the state? Have you been outside the country?
Ooh,
okay.
Right.
And then watch them say something.
Have you been on a plane? Exactly.
Like things like that. So I love that I love that you expose your children to traveling, culture. That's what's needed. That's the best education in my book.
Definitely. I just want them that when they become my age, that there's not many people, places, or things that they haven't been exposed to. Because I feel like that's really what's the problem today with all this racism stuff and all this prejudice and discrimination. It's because people don't know nothing, and y'all never been nowhere.
Exactly.
Seen anything, so you're so stuck in your little box of everybody who looks like you and acts like you and eats what you eat and talk how you talk.
Yes.
That when you come in contact with it, it's like an alien. You're scared. You're reluctant to even interact with them because you just don't know. I wasn't raised like that. Both my parents were big on travel. My community, I'm from Montgomery County, Maryland, and if anybody who's been to Silver Spring, where I'm from, it is just a melting pot. In my mom's neighborhood where I grew up and lived life until I went to college, on her right side, she lives in a townhouse. On her right side, you have a Hispanic family. On her left side, you have an Ethiopian family. The house next to that is a Black family. The house next to that is a Jewish family. So just even on her strip, everything. You know what I mean? Not everything, but you get what I'm saying. Like so much culture. It's like pretty indicative of how my life has always looked. So I want to do the same thing for my kids. Like it'll always be Black Lives Matter. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But with that said, we're very aware that other people exist other than Black people. It's not only a black and white world. So I just think it's important for kids to see that early.
Yeah. See, I 1,000%. Because when I grew up, I grew up as many Blacks, but for some reason, and I'm the oldest of my siblings, so when I come back home, they call me the bougie one. I'm like, no, I'm not bougie. I'm just like to experience life and see other cultures, meet other people. And I always, for some reason, when I was a kid, I want like an Italian friend. They can cook. I want like this kind of friend because they give like just why I thought that as a kid, I don't know. But I always like wanted a friend of like a different culture, different race, because everybody got to struggle.
And a story. And there's so many wonderful things about different cultures, specifically the food. I mean, I've had some of the best food of my life while traveling.
Yes.
Ever, you know what I mean? So you just never know what you're going to experience, the cool things that people do. Like I love to get henna tattoos and, just like different things that people do in different cultures that we don't necessarily do as Black people that are just interesting to even like dive into for a day or a week, just to see what it's like. That's my philosophy.
I would tell you, that's amazing, especially with the travel. I know, like, when I see people travel, it's always like the resortsy or like the glam part. I'm like, I want to travel and I want to do what the people who actually live here every day. Like, I want to do what they're doing. Not like
take me to the middle of the city, drop me off at the best.
Yeah, like I don't want to do what you think I think y'all do. I want to know what y'all do for real. Like, y'all sleeping in huts. I'll sleep in the hut for a night. I don't like like real talk. And people be like, but why? I'm like, let's using them. Just going to their country because they got pretty waters. Like I just want, at least for a night. I mean,
you're
that's different. I ain't trying to be in danger, but
at least, and I'm gonna keep coming back to food because I'm a foodie. But at least try the food, the real food. Like I always say when I travel, take me to the authentic restaurant that like the locals eat. Don't take me to the restaurant that's all Americanized. I don't want to see nobody's burger in the middle of India.
Yes, but I'm just saying, listen, I'm just saying, I'm like, what you eating? Because I want to eat it too. And you come back to the States, like, y'all not even doing it right. Like, I don't know, who told y'all that's how it was done? Like, where did I get that knowledge from?
Yes.
Girl. So real quick, before I guess before we get to technically, the main topic is being creative moms. But hold on, my phone gonna mess up on me. Before we get to the main topic, I have a new segment I'm testing out called "What's Your Thoughts? What you think of that?" As I was telling Jill earlier, we still trying to figure it out.
We're working out the name, y'all.
We're working out the name. Basically, what it is, I'm on social media and I come across some posts, I'm like, what? That's how y'all be thinking? That's crazy. Other posts, I think it's hilarious. It's just, you know how it is when you're at night on Instagram.
Yes,
on
Facebook. Up at 1 a.m. scrolling.
Just scrolling, reading comments.
What's on the shade room?
I just be like, wow, especially the comment sections to stuff. That's really where it be. I'm like, man.
Yes.
This is crazy. I think like that. I can go on. I just be like, wow. But this
Honestly,
post, we're just about to say, I'm sorry.
I know I said I'm the same way.
But this post, I forgot where I found it from, but this is a real simple one. It asks, which one is harder? Letting go, moving on, or starting over? Yeah, I thought that was good.
What we talking about here, girl?
and I read this a couple of times, and I'm still like, I don't know.
Letting go, moving on, or starting over. I would definitely say, for me personally.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm trying to tell you.
I would say
at 1 o'clock in the morning, get you thinking.
Is letting go, and it's very complex because. One, I'm a clingy person. Put that out there. My boyfriend will stamp that. I'm very, once I get attached to something, I'm loyal to it. I like almost to a fault. I am dedicated to the things that I do. I'm very dedicated to the people who I choose to have in my life. And so when things don't go well or things don't work out the way that I plan, it's hard for me to detach myself from the thing that I'm so connected to.
Yeah.
Right. So, but at the same time, so I said it's a complex answer because at the same time, I'm very clear in my boundaries on like what's good for me and what's not good for me. And I can walk away pretty easily from things that are not good for me. Not only people, I'm harder with people. But things that are not good for me, like a job, if I'm stressed, I don't do good with stress.
Yeah.
If something becomes like not fun anymore or very stressful, it's very easy for me to walk away from that and just give it up. But when it comes to things that I'm really passionate about, letting go, or people who I really love, letting go will be really hard. I feel like moving on would be less hard because by the time I feel ready to move on, I'm past it. I'm past you. And I'm in that phase of like on to the next. That's another thing about me. I'm very much on to the next kind of girl. If it's in my mind that I'm done with it, I can very easily.
I'm that way as well. I'm just like, I'm over it. And
it just takes me a minute to, like you said, let go and realize like, okay, I'm ready to move on. But when I'm ready, girl, don't come back looking for me.
Girl, I'm the same way, and I have no emotions after. They were like, "You don't feel no." That one was hard. Let me say, let it go, moving on, or starting over.
Starting over is the best part.
Yeah, I think once you starting over, you done did the other two already.
Right. Yeah.
Because for me, I think it is the letting go. Because I'm the kind of person. I think it would be letting go. Because I have like clothes that I had for like ever because like this was the first outfit I wore when my husband first saw me ever.
Girl,
it is like, why? Like I just got rid of it, but it's just like, why did I keep that for 11 years? Because what? Like, so yeah, letting go for me is definitely, and I think mine is more material stuff. Because like what it represents or like the symbol behind it. Because I have stuff like notes, journals, but not like a hoarder. But I do throw stuff out. Like I would say, I'm like, but I think it's really like
sentimental stuff.
Really sentimental, like really like letters, journal notebooks, like before I even met my husband, I had like a book of kid names that I never used, which is like, I don't know why we do that because we don't really use those names.
No, never.
Because it's like, well, what about your spouse? How you know they don't got names? So it's like,
Right.
why?
Oh my gosh, that is so true.
But I'm just like, who I thought that was going to be? So it's like stuff like that. And now I'm just like, I don't even know why I still got those things, to be honest. Maybe it's just more of like a childhood feeling like, man, these
Yeah.
were good times when we didn't have bills. COVID wasn't out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think letting go is really, letting go is hard. Moving on. And for, what's the other one? Moving on, letting go.
And starting over.
Starting over is cool. Come back, listen.
Yeah,
I like starting new things anyway.
I love starting things over. In fact, I'm very much a fresh start kind of girl. I'm like, that's good for me. It's the letting go part where I'm like,
like I don't invested so much time or
energy, prayer, whatever.
I know that the only time letting go is easy is when it's like you have no purpose for me no more, or it's like you and you're not really you can go.
Yeah,
that was a good one. So if y'all listening in the comments, let me know which one is harder for you to do: letting go, moving on, or starting over.
Yes. Oh, I can't read that.
Girl, so I guess we're going to talk about being creative moms and what that looks like to you. Cause I'm just like, I read your little bio. I'm like, oh, she do mental health, fashion, food, traveling. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, oh, you're a therapist. You doing it all.
Yes. Well, therapy, I guess I should have said this in my history, but therapy has always been near and dear to my heart. That was I'm starting like high school. So I don't think I've ever shared about it on my actual page, but my father actually committed suicide.
My grandma did it. Wow.
So I was in high school and I had a really privileged life, like if when I was younger, someone would have told me that something like that would hit our family, that would not make sense to me because we had good life. Both my parents are college educated, had really good jobs, made really good incomes. We did everything, traveled, I'm fortunate enough to not really have experienced too much of a struggle in my childhood.
Yeah.
So it confused me to realize that you can have both. Like you can have a great life and also have depression. And I think that's something that confuses a lot of people. And when you, like, for example, celebrities, Tamara Braxton.
I just read about that.
And you think like these people are rich, they're famous, they're happy, they travel, they have this, they have that, but then they're still doing these things and still battling depression. It's very real. So being a young 15-year-old and that happening to me and devastating our family. I'm sorry, there's a fly in here. It made me want to understand, right? Because this is my parent. They're no longer here. I don't understand why. I didn't see it coming, so it made me want to explore therapy and psychology and everything more. So I started taking psychology courses in high school and I absolutely loved them. It really helped me understand my dad more. It helped me understand maybe what he might have been going through as far as being just a Black man in America with pressure and all the things that you go through when you're an adult. And so that made me want to study it even more. So when I went to college in New York, I went to St. John's. My major was psychology and my minor was sociology.
Okay.
Loved it. Loved every course. If it wasn't a psychology, sociology, or art course, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Those were my passions. And so I just kept going from there, got my master's in rehabilitation counseling, concentrated in substance abuse, which is my core field. And I have loved it since then. And I kind of turned my tragedy into my passion. So that's where the therapy comes in. That's just my career. That's what comes like before the blog. The blog page it started as more of a hobby. And then I found that I was easily able to integrate mental health into it because one, everybody, and nobody can convince me of otherwise, goes through some sort of depression or
Yes.
anxiety or some sort of mental health issue. If nothing more, a trauma or a tragedy. We all experience loss. It's a part of life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for me to relate to that on my page. I do mental health check-ins and I get so much feedback on those. You guys have no idea how many people write me and say it's helpful, or
Yeah, I did see that. Mm-hmm.
and just answer the questions. So I do that every month. I've been doing that now for 3 months and people seem to really like it. So I've been happy about that. But the creative mom part comes in because that's just in my blood. It just is. Everybody down the line. My grandfather was a painter. My mom was, and had a art gallery of her own. She has
Oh,
her
really?
collective business right now called Embellish Fine Arts, where she connects with artists all around, mostly local, but all around, and helps them sell their art, curates art shows for them. My father, prior to his passing, was a huge art collector, traveled all over the world to collect art. My brother is an amazing painter. His work is phenomenal. He does large scale pieces. And so it's just in my blood. I love to paint. I love to draw since a child. I've been drawing cartoons and illustrations. So I have just put that into my parenting style because it's all I know.
Yeah.
You know, when I think about what should we do today, it's almost always art related.
Mm-hmm.
Kids love it. My stepson, who's not even blood related to me, loves it. So we click on that because he's always down to like paint, draw, go to a museum. He wants to go to art school. So we have always vibed on that. And so Brielle, same way. She's only 2. She's already drawn all over her walls.
Girl, my son as well. I don't even get mad. I'm like,
I don't even get mad
he's
anymore.
expressing himself.
Like,
He's expressing himself with my lipsticks
when
and
I
all.
first saw it on the first day, I was like, girl, we do not own this house. I had to go get the paint so that when we move, I can paint over it, get the same our walls. But now I'm just like, listen, I don't even care. You know, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Girl, this like,
works for me because that's how I was raised. I was raised around the art industry. I genuinely love it. It's a very therapeutic outlet for me.
Yes.
And so I try to instill that in my kids. And if they like it, I love it. If they end up not liking it, you know, it'll still be my thing. And they'll have that foundation if they choose to go that route. And if not, then that's cool too. But that's just how I was raised. So it kind of translates into what I do with them in our everyday.
Wow, girl, your story. Listen, I'm sitting here like, this is brand new. I'm like,
yeah, I realized I was like, wow, I don't think, because even through talking about the mental health, I haven't really like touched on that piece that much. I think I don't know if you follow Visionary Mom, Bree. I think I've talked with her about it, but yeah, I think this is like my first time really talking about that. So
and it's crazy because look, I'm the kind of person, you know, I'm spiritual and I believe in God. I really believe like he be putting people and I be hearing stuff for certain reasons. Because when you were telling me a story, I'm just like, I'm getting chills. Okay, what's the connection here, God? Because you need to tell me afterwards. Because my grandmother, she passed of a suicide as well, and like you, prior to her depression, I mean, she went to church. You can't tell me this was gonna be her fate. Like I'm just like, listen, she be preaching. We drinking wine in the house. She bring the Bible out. So you couldn't tell me, you know, that was gonna be her fate.
Yeah.
And then since that happened, my one sister, she still kind of decided what she wants to do, but she started a therapy page because, you know, that was her outlet. My other sister, she's taking psychology classes as well. Hers is mainly like dreams and things like that. And then for me, it kind of like opened the door of like, okay, I'm going to be happy. And if that means some people got to go, some people have to go. If you can't follow what's happening here, I'm sorry, because you know, I'm gonna do what I need to do, because like I said, you know, I've been private, and my whole motto is I'm a mom and I'm going to do it all some way, somehow, because I had this mindset because of society, you my mom. You just be cooking and cleaning and take care of the kids and your husband. Like, that's all you be doing. And that put me in a depression. Like, this sucks. This
Right.
sucks. Are you kidding me?
Girl,
Like,
especially when you have like bigger dreams and goals for yourself.
yes.
Those things have to be put on pause for these other people who really, you chose these other people. So don't come in here. I chose you. Don't come in here messing up my vibe and my dreams.
Yes. And
going on.
to me, I was like, "It's no way I'm going out like this. Like, this couldn't be." So I guess my mommy wife rebellion movement, because my husband be like, "I know what was going on. You wasn't cooking. You wasn't cleaning. Like, I didn't know what was happening." I was just like, I was just having a little moment, but I'm back. You know, I'm doing it.
Right, we good.
Yeah, so like once she passed, that kind of like pushed me to, start the podcast, do my blog, and I guess just really connect with other moms, wives, whatever. And that nature. When you said that, I was just like,
yeah. For me, it's been a journey. So like I said, it was devastating. It's been now, 12 years. And still, we still talk about him. We're still devastated by it. But I've kind of took a different path with my grief, and I try not to dwell too much in the sadness. But I an opportunity to educate myself and the people around me, because like I said, this completely blindsided me. And I feel that we had a very good life, and that my dad, from my understanding as being a child, had a wonderful life. But obviously there were things happening for him that made him feel different. So it really opened my eyes to being more understanding of people and their situations, and just knowing that you don't know what's going on with somebody behind closed doors.
Never know, girl. That's why I always speak. I'm sorry.
Yes. So I've just been like, I try to be respectful to everyone who I meet. I try to be, as positive with people and give people that real me, which is just like a sweet and open and loving and positive person, because you know if someone's getting that anywhere else. So when you get me, you're going to get that, because I don't know what you might be going through. I'm not going to bring any more to your plate, any more negativity to your plate. Rainbows and sunshine with me, unless I'm unable to give it, in which case I won't give you anything. I'll separate myself, get me together spiritually and mentally, so that I can, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Girl, listen, you preaching now. I said the same thing. I'm like, my main motto is like, you gotta put yourself first. You gotta, especially like, females. Like I said, I'm a believer. Society set us up. Okay, because society set us up.
The short end of the stick.
I'm just like, we doing all of what now?
Yes.
Who said that? Like, this is the Bible. I need some examples. I mean, you sure that's what they say, or that's what they want us to believe? But that's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna go into that. But so let me see. So you do that with the meals, because that was one of the things that I really enjoyed, because my son is picky. Okay, and he has allergies as top of that. So I'm like, oh, her daughter eating so good. I try to do that for my son. Like, I had posted a little video. It was on the floor once the video was uploaded. I'm like, you making me to be a liar. So how does your daughter like eat the food? Does she enjoy it? Is she a picky eater?
So let me tell you guys, Brielle is a eater. She takes after me in that sense. She and I eat more than the boys. She eats more than her brother most days.
Girl.
He's 5 years younger than him. It's like the joke of Brielle eats the most in the house. So the funny thing is, and I will admit it here on Miss J. Scott's show, that I am no chef. I wish that Bruce was here to tell y'all, cooking is not my thing. So one of the most challenging parts of my motherhood journey has been feeding my children. And I know that's crazy, but it's been like, what am I, like every day I stress, like, what am I going to feed these kids? Because me, if I was a single person living alone in a 1-bedroom apartment, I would eat Frosted Flakes for dinner.
Yes, girl.
I would eat Frosted Flakes for breakfast.
You sound like my husband.
And I might have a turkey and cheese for lunch.
Girl. Girl, listen.
When I have these kids, I'm like, they can't eat Frosted Flakes for every meal. And they have to have some nutrition. And I don't really cook that well. The things that I know how to cook, I can cook. But, like, you're not going to see me really, like, throwing it together like a Black woman really should be doing. I'm like, what do I do? Because my whole life, I've been around good cooks. And I've been less interested in cooking and more interested in eating. My mom will testify how many times through my childhood she tried to say, Jilly, come down and let me teach you how to cook this. No, just tell me when it's done. We'll be down to taste test, but I'm not cooking it. So now kind of like bit me in the butt as an adult and a mother because I don't know how to cook like a lot of the things that I probably should know how to cook. But say all that to say that turned into me taking very basic meals and making them look really pretty.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you,
like you see in my post, like cookie cutters for the sandwiches. So really what you're seeing is a PB&J, but it might spell out like love or Brielle.
Yeah.
Like it might look fun. Or I just turn it into an art project, like my pancake lions, things like that. And I'm big on food and I'm big on fellowship. So like meals together. My kids we sit and we eat together. I would say 70% of the time. Like the meals. I'll let them do like their lunch on their own. But for the most part, I do sharing platters. I'm really big on platters because you can,
I need to incorporate that.
No mess. I get the platters from the Dollar Tree and I just fill it. Brielle is a savior because she loves fruit. The girl could be a fruitarian and for every meal. So we stock up on a lot of fruit here and both kids, actually Brucey really likes fruit too, but Brielle primarily. So it makes it easier. Like I'll do like a sandwich and fruit. And then a lot of the things that I get, people are probably gonna be like, she's a fraud. Are like frozen. So like I'll do chicken nuggets.
Girl, listen, it's no shame.
Hot dogs. And then I just put it together, make it a nice presentation, make sure they're getting a good, healthy, nutritional meal with many components to it.
Yeah.
But that stuff, I'm not cooking. I'm just like,
girl, I may have to try that tray thing because, you know, I had 3. I'm tired of washing dishes. I used to get paper plates, but I don't like wasting paper and plastic like that. So I'm just like, we gotta figure out an alternative because you're not eating all your food anyway. I don't like wasting food. I be telling my kids not to like make them feel bad, but because I don't make their plates. I'm like, y'all make your own plates because you know how much you want to eat. And if you don't eat it, you wasting food. As little kids and girls out there, and like, you know, I go on my whole little spill. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try the little tray thing because
and the other thing that you'll probably like, especially as a mom of multiples, is that forces them to have the meal together. So and they're sharing off the same thing, and that's gonna lead to conversation. It's gonna, it's gonna give them a moment and a vibe in that. So I'm big on that. Like I love when I'm big on Sunday breakfast. Now I take back what I said about cooking. Breakfast. I can throw down on some
breakfast is the best, easiest. It'd be nice to be eating breakfast for dinner because
I love breakfast.
It's so easy. You just order some pancakes, mix with eggs, and you're done, girl.
Exactly. So I love to do Sunday breakfast, and it works because we have Brucey from Thursdays through Sunday nights. So Sunday is like our last day that he's here until he comes back on Thursday. So we just like round it off with a nice family, let it end on a nice positive note. And so I'm big on meals, whether I'm warming them, cooking them, or ordering them. I'm big on ordering. I can make some reservations, girl.
Girl, listen, I don't shame because I love to cook, but lately it's like I'm coming to realize I like to cook, but not during the summertime because it's hot.
Yes.
Who got time for that? Make a sandwich, eat a bag of chips with it, get you a popsicle, go outside and eat. Cause that's what I used to do back in the day.
And the thing is, they love that. That's the thing about kids. Like I always tell Brucey every time I give him a turkey and cheese, I'm so sorry for giving you another turkey and cheese.
They be like, what you mean? That's the best lunch ever. We can have it every day.
It's good. and the other thing is all twisted up. So I like to buy, I'm big on like the crescent rolls. If you go and get like the Pillsbury dough, loves when I do turkey and cheeses in that because it's warm and it melts the cheese. So it's like a turkey and cheese croissant. And that to me is like cooking. Like I'm like, ooh, I did something. And so you could do like something with that with anything. Like I've done cheddar broccoli wrap ups in those. I've done chicken, broccoli, and cheese, chicken and ranch and bacon.
You're giving me all kind of lunch ideas.
Yes, it's the good thing about kids. They're pretty easy to feed. It's just when they're picky is when you have the issues.
Yes,
you gotta sneak those veggies in.
My oldest, we gonna do this. Oh, I don't like that no more. I'm like, what you mean? No, that's not how that works. Like, what you mean you don't like this no more? Like,
right.
I done bought the whole box to last for a month for a reason. So what you mean?
Oh my gosh, there's this lady. I hope I can find her page. Let me see. There's a doctor, a pediatrician in my area. Actually, if I can't find it, I'll move on. But she is so wonderful, and she posts about nutrition and health, and she's a pediatrician, so like, duh, you want to believe her.
Yeah.
She said in one of her posts that you can't trust kids when they say they don't like something or they don't want something, and that it takes it could take up to 20 times before they actually try it. So don't stop giving kids something just because they say one day, oh, I don't like this. Because first of all, I'm a firm believer you'll eat anything if you get hungry enough.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this was your last meal ever. We had nothing else in the house until tomorrow.
Exactly. And I'm big on that too. Like Brielle likes to throw her food, and I know she's 2. Y'all are gonna say I'm horrible, but I will tell her, okay, well, you threw it. And that's that. I mean, you're going to have to wait until lunch now because I'm not going to.
You don't feel bad.
I want her to learn she can't just throw her food and think you're going to get more.
I did it with my son. I'm either you're going to kind of eat it off the floor because it's like, listen, you threw it. Food
right, you threw it.
It's only us in the house, so I don't feel bad. But that's what I said. You eat it off the floor. But that's it until we come to eat again because.
Yes, I can't find her page, but if I do, I'm going to send it to you so you can tag her and people can see it. Because he has so many good like tips as far as healthy eating and stuff like that for kids, and just like tips on how to incorporate veggies into their meals. Girl, she's so good. So I've been
veggie part is what I need. Cause my kids, my oldest two, they eat fruits as well. Like they eat vegetables. I used to be like, wow, y'all really just munching on some carrots.
Right.
I'm not complaining, y'all go, but it's my son because he has allergies.
Yeah.
Peanut, fish, eggs, all of the allergies. Plus, he's picky. So I'm like, listen, sir, you don't have those many options.
Yeah.
I need you to eat something. So I'm still trying to, and I buy the little veggie nuggets that they make. The little nuggets. He like, I'm not dumb. Get it out of my face. That's not the same thing. So I'm gonna follow her page and check it out.
Somebody said in one of the little mom groups that I'm in, said that you can hide anything with cheese, and I was like, that's pretty good at smart idea.
You can't eat cheese.
Oh, come on!
It's dairy because
he's missing out.
That's I'm just like.
Oh, so you struggle with him.
And I'm on Pinterest because for those who listened before, Pinterest is my best friend. I'm on Pinterest all the time. I'm like, y'all make this look so fun. Y'all be setting me up. I buy all the ingredients. I never make it. I end up making something else real quick. And I'm just be so hyped. And I do make it for him. And he's like, I saw you put carrots in there. I saw you put zucchini in there.
I'm not slow.
So I guess now
that's one of my favorite things because like I said, I struggled to come up with meals like your normal meals that like, everyday dinners because I'm just not the best cook. So I've just had to get creative on how to really still feed these kids in a way that I know how to do where it'll taste look good. And I'm big on presentation. Like when Bruce does the meals, I'm like, you really gonna just throw that food on those plates? Let me do this, please. Like I like things to be, I'm just OCD. So I like that because it's like another form of art for me.
I said, because you're an artist, girl. Because I'm
like I said, I'm
like Bruce. I'm like, listen, y'all eat it. The only time I make it cute is when I'm like about to post a picture and I just made a recipe. Other than that, This is eat the food.
Yep. And
That is
he's
great.
always like, can we just eat? Do you have to get a picture? Yes, I'm gonna get my picture. I worked hard on this. Wait, you waited all this time.
Girl.
I'm not, so that to answer your question, I'm not the best cook. So I've just incorporated fun ways to make the food good. And then when I go to the store, I was saying that one day I'm going to do like a come to the store video with me too.
Yes.
I try to get different things every time I shop. I'm not the person who buys the same stuff. I'll go into the snack aisles and like the frozen food aisles, and I'll see like what have they not tried yet, and try to incorporate different things.
And that one
don't like.
You're brave on that one, because me, I'm like, I'm tired of wasting money, so we're going to just eat what y'all be eating, at least for now.
And that's the good thing about Brielle, because 9 times out of 10, she, if anybody, will eat it. Like, she loves things. She just food. Like, she's just like me. So 9 times out of 10, everything that I get gets eaten, but I'll know like if this wasn't a favorite, like I don't need to get this again.
Yeah.
Or we need to start getting this more often because homegirl crushed.
Oh, but that girl, listen, can she share her appetite with my son? That's all I'm asking, if she can share her appetite with my son.
Hopefully his allergies, he grows out of them.
I'm hoping to. We just redid the test. Cause I know they say milk you normally go out of, but like fish and peanuts,
fish might stay with him.
Which is okay, because peanuts I kind of don't use anyway because my husband's allergic.
Oh, okay. So he gets that from him.
Yeah, and then fish, I love fish. So I'm like, this is a disappointment because I love fish. So yeah, I'm praying. I'm sure he'll go out. Sometimes he will go out of it. So I guess to kind of bring I've been drinking wine, y'all. It's called coffee wine, y'all. It's called coffee wine. So where do you see your blog like in the future? Like, where's your, I don't know if you had like a goal for it. I know earlier you were kind of saying some of the plans you had. You just ranking it.
So honestly, I'm really, like I said, my career has been my dream. My therapy is my thing. That's where the bulk of my focus has been, is just advancing in that. But as far as my blog goes, I love it. And I actually feel these days, as far as Corona, more passionate about my blog than I have my therapy, just because now I'm doing therapy in such a different way.
Yes.
I'm not face to face with my clients, so it's different. So for my blog, honestly, my goal is to take it as far as it will take me. And if that is, I'm just a little over 2K right now. If I'm stuck there and just engaging with the people who I engage with now, I love the people who I engage with. That's the one thing I like about my page, is when you come to my page, it's no fake stuff. Like,
yes, I love that.
I talk to people. How's your day? Like, you're my friend. Like, what's going on? How are your kids? I keep up with the people who I follow. I'm looking at their posts. Doing the same with me. So I'm good with that. I don't want to be the person who is at 20K and I don't know anybody who follows me.
Yes.
Don't really know anything about me, like, what's the point of that? Because then to me it's just like a boring job and I'm just doing this for the money.
Girl, I'm the same way. Like, that's the people I don't follow, because I've been following people back. I'm like, oh, I can't find my friend. Wait, I gotta find her page.
I am not, and I might lose some people by saying this, but I am not a follow back kind of girl. I'm only gonna follow.
I'm not gonna lose nobody, because I'm not.
If I'm genuinely interested, because now you're just on my thing, and it's no shade to anybody's page who I don't follow. It just, I'm personally one in 8 billion people who's just not interested in that content.
Yes.
People who probably are not interested in my content or think my page looks crazy, and that's fine too. I just want to have genuine engagements with people who are really interested in what I'm doing, and only follow the people who I'm really interested in what they're doing.
Yeah, girl, listen, I'm 100% with you, because like I was saying earlier, my friend had got me on to like this looping thing, which was cool. Cause I did genuinely found some people. Like I found you. I genuinely found some people I've been talking to, but I'm just like, I'm not following your kid page because
Yeah.
why? Like that? What that gotta do for me? Nothing. You
And
taking
that
up my
doesn't mean
feeds.
that, for me at least, that doesn't mean that your page is bad or that
Yeah, it just
you won't go
exactly.
viral or that you won't get the brand deals. That just
Yes,
that I am not your audience, and that is okay. And it's okay if you're not my audience.
exactly. People really be getting upset about these
The
things. You
same way you're not
unfollow
going to be
me?
friends with everybody that you meet in real life.
Yes, like
It's
girl,
the same thing. That's how I
sidebar.
look at my page.
This is the sidebar. Somebody had hit me up in my DM. It was like, hey, I noticed you unfollow me. We was like talking back and forth. So I'm looking at the post. I'm just like, I don't ever recall seeing you. We was never talking. Don't be lying. So I like went to her page, like, but cause like I said, I follow so many people now. Maybe we did kind of like miscommunicate. So I'm looking at her page, like, I probably unfollowed you because this has no interest to me.
Right. Yeah.
And the fact that you came all the way out your way to message me, if you want to follow me, cool. You can
Right.
follow me. You can comment on my stuff. You can DM talk, but I'm not following you back, and I don't care.
Yeah.
'Cause-
And that should be okay. Like, I don't, to me, there's too many people get too hung up in these Instagram rules.
yes,
Just in general, like a little bit of a rebellious kind of person.
girl, listen. I done lost
I'm
so
not
many
really
followers
good with,
this week.
yeah, I don't do really well with a lot of rules that don't make sense to me. I'm all here for the rules
Yes,
that are clear and concrete and make sense, but it's Instagram and social media, and I get to choose who I do and don't socialize with. And
girl.
in a mean way, because I follow a lot of the people who follow me as well. So it's not,
Mhm, mhm.
I'm one of those people who's like, if you don't follow me, I'm not following you. It's not like that for me.
And for me, I'm like,
Like
how much
genuine
time do
engagement.
you have to be unfollowing people? Like, what you? I mean, I can't talk because, like I said, I do it, but it's because it's like you posting. I don't want to see. It's like you said, it's not what I want to see when I'm on Instagram at 2 a.m. because I can't go to sleep. Like that's
Right,
not what I want
right,
to. That's
exactly.
not what I want to see.
Yeah. But to answer your original question, honestly, obviously, I hope my page will get as big as it's going to get. I foresee, just based on, where we're going so far, that it has the potential to get big.
Yeah, girl, it will. I see it too.
For me, as long as it's genuine and, I'm staying true to myself and my kids are happy and they're okay with us still doing pictures and
Mm-hmm.
everything is very genuine and natural, I'm cool. I'm happy for it to get 100K. Follow me, guys. Follow.
Listen, follow. Yeah, definitely follow me. 2 kids and a blog. I'm trying to tell you guys. After talking with you, I'm like, I definitely see the arts come by. Like I'm like, I can see it. Like it shows through your page. So on that note, you guys, I just want to thank you so much, Jill,
Well, I'm so
for
happy to
coming
have.
on. This was such a good conversation.
Yes.
You want to let the people know where they can follow you? What you say?
I said you have me opening up on here.
Hey, listen, I low key,
You.
low key, low key, low key, low key, low key. A therapist was kind of on my list because this is like a real sidebar, real sidebar. People just come to me to talk, and I'm
That's how it
okay with that.
starts.
I'm okay with that. Like, you can tell when people call you, they just need to talk. So I just let them talk.
Mm-hmm.
I got them on speaker, I'm washing dishes, putting clothes away. I'm just that person. Even in the
Yep.
store, people will come like, you must really need to get this off your chest because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yep.
Can you go ahead and talk because I might could be somebody that saved your life that day. Like that's how
That's how
I
I
genuinely
think
feel. Like
too.
you might need to really tell somebody this. So
And people, the other thing, and I know we're about to end, but I need to
mhm.
just put it into the world. When people come to you and you're like, why are they talking to me about this? Or like, what, you feel in your mind like, I don't really see why you're coming to me. That probably means that you are literally the only person that this person can talk to at that moment. Because
Yes.
they're coming to you. They probably feel a little odd coming to you too.
Mhm.
All the time, people who come to me and they're just embarrassed to even have a therapist. They're embarrassed that they even have these issues. They're embarrassed that there's nobody that is in their real life that they can actually talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Usually like a last resort before something really goes wrong kind of thing. And so when you feel that, it's usually, give it some time. Allow that person to vent out what they need to vent out to the extent that you feel comfortable, because you really never know what you're doing by giving that person 5 minutes to get out what they need to get out.
Yes.
It's bottled up, not purposefully a lot of times, but just due to the fact that they have no support. You would be surprised how many people have no support. Like, we are so blessed to have families and friends who we can call upon and talk to. A lot of people don't have that. And that is really it's to greater issues.
Yes. And girls, I'm trying to tell you, listen, and I found me is hold on, I'm sweating. It's hot in my house. I had to turn the AC
too, and then I
had to turn the AC off because it's so loud. But this was so good. I learned something new about you. I truly feel God told me to write you for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see your page grow. I'm excited for the connections. Hopefully we can work on like other projects together once this COVID is open.
We should do a live. Now that you're my first podcast, you could be my first.
Girl, I've been asking you live. I'm like, now live is a little different because I can't control. How is going at that point?
So much anxiety about live. Like, when I see people, I've had people actually invite me to do lives, and I'm just like,
I'm like, so what y'all want to talk about?
Right, because it's just so.
My kids will be in the background.
And I'm like, I don't even know if what I'm about to say is making sense, and it's like word vomit.
I know. So I'm just like, I'll probably say if I do a live, I'll probably be like a late evening live, like after this wine, a little popcorn. So we can talk then. But during the day, I'm busy, y'all. I'm over here trying to build a brand.
Right. So see, I don't even know. Like, is this live?
No, girl, I want to set you up like that.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm
like that. I recorded. To be honest, it's not that much editing that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I'd be a little bit more nervous than this, to be honest with you, because like I said, you're like my first professional email, trying to look professional guest, and I'm so happy we did this.
I'm so happy that you invited me, honestly. And I seriously feel so bad about all the mix-ups we had trying to get this date down.
Do not feel bad. When I tell you, once you was like, something came up, I was like, yo, why did you give for like 2-day notice? Who does that? Like, that's not just like, no, you should have gave like at least, to be honest, I don't even know if it's an appropriate time length to like,
honestly, I don't even think it's your time length. I think it's just me trying to fit too much into one day, knowing I had to work that day and still trying to, because there's also times where I probably have like 3 hours where I don't have to do anything, and I could have done. Of course, the day where I scheduled to do something is when, things come up. So yeah, honestly, it's not even you, but I'm glad we did this, girl. I'm so happy.
I'm so glad.
So grateful.
Y'all make sure y'all follow Jill, 2 Kids in a Block. I'm trying to tell you. The next time y'all in the DC,
DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Yeah.
Next time I'm in the area, she got some spots for y'all to hit up, because I already got my locations for the next time I'm over there. I'm be like, look, girl, we made it to the park.
Traveling too within the U.S., so we might end up in your city, whoever's watching, and we might find some cool.
Girl, listen, have you thought about YouTube?
So secretly, I have a YouTube. However, I don't use it. I don't upload anything to it, but I'm gonna start. So I guess I'm announcing that here on your show.
YouTube is a whole different ball game, though, because I have one. And I don't use it either because it's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much.
I love IGTV, and I love to put the videos together, like little short ones, like 5 minutes for my IGTV. But whenever I do, people are like, "Do you have a YouTube?" Somebody just wrote me yesterday and was like, "Do you have a channel?" And I'm like, "Girl, I do, but not yet. I want to get, make it look real nice and professional before I like launch it and put it out there for everyone."
Oh, yes.
That's coming soon, because we have a lot of good things coming up as far as travel, collaborations I'm doing.
I'm so excited. I heard it here first. She's working on her YouTube.
Yes.
All right. But yeah, definitely check her out. I'm trying to tell y'all, a vibrant person. I feel all the vibes through the stories, through the posts, through the questions you ask, the mental health check-ins. I really do enjoy those. I be thinking like, man, did I do this today? I don't even know. Let me go get off this phone and go do that. Do you have any last words before we end it?
Just thank you so much to you for inviting me, and thank you to everybody who listens. I'm so excited to see who watches or listens, and I look forward to meeting more people going forward from this, and hopefully I get to do this with you again.
Yes, listen, girl. We talk off camera because I don't want people to tell
Yes.
my secrets. But all right, you guys. So on that note, make sure you like, subscribe, share, review, leave your comments. They could be naughty, they could be nice. I'm trying to tell y'all, it won't get to me. Like that's the one thing y'all know. I kind of don't. I care about what you say, but if it's me, I really don't care.
Right.
Just leave me a review. And on that note, I talk to you guys on another one. Bye.
Bye.